I don't want to be worrying about how am I going to take a shower tonight, how am I going to go to the bathroom. I want to be worried about how am I going to pass that test tomorrow. The same sort of things that, every college student's worried about. I'm an English major at Kenyon College. I want to be an English teacher because I think it matters the kinds of stories that we tell people and what they say about the world around us. My name is Justin Martin, I'm 21 years old and I have cerebral palsy. I'm living with 6 other guys who all knew me from my first year at Kenyon, none of whom have any sort of physical disability. And there's a provider that lives with me 24/7. Now it's not always the same person, they work in shifts, and I just shoot them a text whenever I need to get out of bed, get into bed, go to the bathroom, get dressed, do whatever. So I was born 3 months prematurely, and in the process my cerebellum was damaged, which means my muscles are generally tighter than the average person's, which over time can do all sorts of things to your body to make it sort of weaker and more rigid.
Most insurance companies typically do not cover some services for people with developmental disabilities. So the only way that you can get those so important medical services covered is through Medicaid.
Without Medicaid, this wheelchair is gone, costs $49,000. The lift in our van out there is gone. The braces on my feet, gone. The lift that helps me get in the shower and go to the bathroom, gone. Both here and at college. It's untenable to pay for these things out of pocket. And just plainly, without Medicaid, I don't get to go to college. I don't get to get a job.
I think that maybe some people might hear this and say, well, my kid isn't able to go away to college either. When I hear that term entitlement, it bothers me a lot. I don't feel like it's making his life greater or putting him at some great advantage over anyone else. It's just getting through the day, doing things that we all don't even think about.
Let me tell you, there are plenty of people, plenty of parents of people with disabilities, plenty of people with disabilities themselves who work just as hard as I do, who were just as smart as I am, who finally got to the point where they could no longer find a way. There was no way. And that's where these programs become just indescribably important, because you can't expect any person to be able to constantly pull themselves from the jaws of catastrophe. Cuts in disability spending don't make the overall number of disabled people requiring services in a state go down. Those people are still there. There's just less money for them. It's like cutting your fire department budget while your house is on fire. It doesn't get rid of the fire. It just gets rid of your fire truck. Paul Rank said, this is going to be burned into my brain for the rest of the time that I'm on this planet. That we've been dreaming about cutting Medicaid.
Since I've been around, since you and I were drinking at a keg.
That remark showed to me one thing that is very clear, and that is, for a lot of these people in Congress, it's not an austerity measure. It's not something that we have to do. It's something that we've been dreaming of since we were in college. They know what they want the future of disabled people in this country to look like. I know what I want my future to look like. Those two pictures do not match. And one of them is going to be defined in the coming years as the American picture. In 10 years, I would like to be alive is sort of the first thing, and that's kind of a glib answer, but it's an answer with real stakes to it. I know I have the skills to become a teacher. I know I'd be a pretty damn good English teacher. I don't know if I can convince able-bodied people, or if able-bodied people are willing to be convinced that that's possible. Because really, it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what they think.